The Pavement Saver being a dual application machine, squeegee or spray, we are trying to get the best application, put the right millage of material down, but the best application for that asphalt surface. So we have a knife valve, hydraulically operated knife valve that's controlled by the joystick. Very simple, 2 buttons, open, close. If I do turn the material pump and forgot to open the knife valve, it'll automatically open, so it won't cavitate the pump. So the material comes down, comes out, and we have a valve I'll show you on the other side. So if I've got it closed, I'm going to spray. If I want to squeegee, I can open it up and actually use that knife valve to control the material that feeds into the spreader box so that we're squeegeeing it on the road surface. One of the things that's unique about the Pavement Saver, is the material pump. We use a rubber-coated steel gear pump. This material pump provides high volume. It allows us to reverse the material so we can suck material out of the spray bar back into the tank, reduce the amount of material that gets lost. And because it is a gear pump, we have very low pressure ripple. So as we are spraying material, we have a controlled speed, we have a fixed width. We want to have a constant, even flow of material that's not pulsating, because that will show up over time in our application. So this rubber-coated steel gear pump is designed to give us that type of flow. Now, a challenge with the pump is the seals inside the pump are designed to keep material from coming out. What's unique to us is that we're spraying a high viscous material, right? We're somewhere in the 45,000 centipoise viscosity. It's pretty thick material. So we have this grease manifold on the side of the pump, and we want this pump to be greased twice a day if we're out spraying, sometimes more if you're doing super high volumes. The grease is not really for lubrication. It's to fill those cavities around the shaft seals so that it's harder for the pump to suck air in, and it's creating a vacuum and drawing that high viscous seal coat material into the system. So this greasing manifold makes it much simpler to do that. What's very nice about this pump is that we also have high pressure grease lines that are quick release. So if you need to take them off, they're just quick release, but they're 5,000 PSI grease lines. So you'll never blow a grease line off and have an issue that you thought you were greasing one of the cavities on the pump and you weren't. So very durable, easy to maintain, and user-friendly. So we have on the suction side, and we'll get a better view over there, but we've got that filter I talked about before, the larger screen to keep bigger products, chunks of material and foreign material from getting into the pump. On the outside of the pump, we have this supply line. So this supply line comes around and it feeds the spray bar. This is set up with quick releases. So for maintenance, we can easily pop the cam locks loose on this and get in, flush out the hose, get in, clean out the filter and the spray bar. Underneath where our discharge is from our knife valve, it comes out and we have a fixed T. So we can either control the material going into the squeegee, or we have the material flowing up into the primary filter. So we walk around the machine. I'll show you that valve. So we've made it very simple. If we wanted to spray, we're going to be in this mode. If we want to squeegee, I'll open it up, and now my material will be able to feed into the squeegee. I don't have to get under the machine to do that. This is simple. We're trying to make it as easy as possible to operate. And so this is one of those pieces. What we can do when we go to squeegee, because we are controlling there's 2 switches right underneath here, so I can open and close and meter the material into the system. If that's a little too responsive and you want to have a little bit tighter control, you can close this valve down just a little bit so there's a little more restriction on the materials that's dropping into the squeegee to give you the controls. Now that's on the spray system. On the squeegee, so we're dumping the material into the squeegee. I've got the wings of the squeegee open. That's these right here. We'll show these in operation in a few minutes. But these wings open up and it makes the squeegee 12 foot wide. So we can cover more surface area and get the project complete as quickly as possible. So with the wings open, 12 foot wide, The center of the squeegee, you'll see right here, there's another cylinder. This is a thumb cylinder that allows the squeegee to articulate so we can control that flow of material. If I'm on an incline, I want to be able to feed the material and try to keep pushing the material up to the incline, not pushing it downhill. If I'm pulling on just a flat parking lot, so we're coming along a parking lot, I got my 12-foot squeegee out here, I get to the end of the row, historically we would have a little puddle we'd have to leave there. With this, I can pull in this wing, articulate the squeegee, spin the machine around, open it back up, I've just contained all my material and I'm ready to take my next pass. So it's a very efficient way of managing that seal coat material and getting the best application we can. Because it's fast, we're going to be spraying or we're going to be squeegeeing. There's always a situation where something, you put a little more material on the ground than you wanted to, the spray open quicker than you were expecting. Just back over it, drop your squeegee down, drag it out. Very quick and efficient, so we spend less time in the field on the job site and more going to getting more jobs completed.